you've been doing mortgage for what, 30 years now?
Going on 30 years, yes.
And I've been doing marketing for 30 years. And
we started when we were 12.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. But we've been doing those things for half of our career together.
I know,
And I thought it would be really great to share the marketing tactics that we've done for you that have helped you weather the storms of the market. We met
2010.
2010, yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of post-crash.
It wasn't post. It was still in it.
The thick of it.
But yeah, I guess technically, if you want to give a date. But
so there've been a lot of ups
that was
and
a 5-year
downs.
run of that market,
Right.
Really. So,
Right.
yeah.
So let's talk about the things that have helped you. I mean, you've managed, regardless of the market, to be a top producer. Let's talk about some of these things that you've done that they can do too,
Okay.
regardless of the market.
All right. Well, I think the first thing to start with is just embracing where technology is today. And in part, we cannot discount the importance of online reviews.
Right.
And that requires a process, it requires intentionality, it requires all the things, but it's not that hard to do. But I mean, it just makes such a difference. And so we have done, we incorporated it into our process.
Right.
And we
The
would
reviews.
ask, it first starts by asking, which
I
was the
know.
hardest part, because we had like all the systems and the tools and everything ready, and the verbiage, and to text the survey link to our clients.
Yeah.
But then, really we saw, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but asking people to complete it and just communicating the importance of it, I think that was really the lift that allowed us to build those online reviews early on.
Well, I think too, like early in the day, there wasn't a lot of like automated texting for reviews, and there is now, which is a good thing, but I don't think it increases engagement, because I don't know about you, like every time I go to the doctor's office or whatever, they're like, can you write a review? And you get the text link, but when somebody personally asks me to write a review, I have a very hard time to say no.
Okay, I got to share this because this just happened. This is on this same point. And that I was at Sprouts Sunday morning and I was checking out, and her name was Shelly. I remember Shelly the cashier, super sweet, bubbly. And Shelly proceeds to ask me to scan this and go answer the questionnaire. And I could be, entered into some type of contest. But that wasn't what got me to do it. And I never, ever, rarely would I ever do anything like this. And it wasn't a review, but it was an action that required me to go online. And I did it because Shelly was so persuasive. She was so honest. Yeah. She asked me, she said, please be sure my name is spelled with 2 L's. And Danica like the race car driver. And she was just so real. And she had provided a wonderful service, but I was moved because of Shelly to go and take the action that she was asking me to take. And so I think if we just translate that back into our businesses, for the most part, people do enjoy the service that you provide. Are you always something's gonna get off track, somebody's gonna not be happy? Sure, these things happen. But for the most part, you're providing a service to one of the biggest purchases of somebody's life, whether you're a lender or whether you're a real estate agent. And you're doing this with a lot of effort, your head, your heart, your process, timelines, emotions, all the things that go into it. It's okay to ask somebody to comment and review.
And the easiest one, and I like review services. I think everybody probably knows we use Bird Eye. Mm-hmm. That's what we use. Yeah. We've used them for a long time. And third-party apps for reviews can be great. You have to be careful because some of them are very cumbersome. So think about the user experience, because I've received a couple where it was like, it's like so long, and you don't have to make it complicated. You don't have to get a third-party service. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with them. I would just make sure that you evaluate them for the customer experience. Yeah. But it's simple and free to set up a Google My Business profile and ask for a Google review. And I always look at Google reviews as my number one priority when I'm vetting other businesses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do too. So I think in summary on this topic, it's 2 things. 1, set up the process to ensure that you're asking for it every time. And then 2, ask. Just be real and just ask. Because I don't know, you're right. Every business out there now is sending some type of follow-up text. It doesn't matter what you buy, who you visit, what kind of service you get. And without that humanization, I think,
Right.
I'm like, oh, I don't have time. Oh, I'll do it later. And then I don't.
If you send me a text message, like an automated text, I can ignore that.
Right.
But if you ask me to do a review and I say yes to you, I'm worried that like the next time I see you, you're gonna be like, Chey, you didn't leave that review. You said you were gonna read. So like, I want to do it because next time I see you, I'm gonna be like, hey, I wrote you that review.
Well, that's the human element, you know, like it really is.
And in this AI digital world, human element is key.
Matters.
It matters.
Okay, let's go into
number two. And this is a biggie.
Yeah, it's huge.
This one's huge.
So underestimated.
I know. People think we're going to say video, but we're totally not.
No.
Right?
Not yet.
What are we going to say? Drum roll.
Email marketing.
Email marketing. Wow. It's not dead. It's alive and well.
Yes. Yeah. So Chey, give us from your marketing hat, tell us why it's alive and well and how one could set up an email marketing system.
It's alive and well when you are consistently communicating to a customer. So if you're just sending like a one-off email randomly, I don't know if it would be effective for you, but we have consistently been doing email marketing for Kelly. Yeah. Every week, 50 weeks a year, we take off Thanksgiving and Christmas. But other than that, 50 weeks a year, email marketing every single week for her partners for 15 years and longer. Even before I was working with you, you were doing that, right?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I've actually done that. The one marketing thing I've done consistently over my career has been email marketing. Prior to that, it was actually, folding newsletters and sending them out. But, I embraced technology. And then we went to email, I don't know, 2000 something.
Right? Yeah. And so it's that consistency of showing up in somebody's inbox every week. People are looking at their emails. Maybe they're not opening it, but they're seeing your name every single week. And that consistency of reaching out to them and communicating to them is why it works. And then the better that you can get at subject lines and topics that make people want to actually click and open your email, then the better off you'll be. One thing that we do, I'm going to give away a major secret that I've never given away before.
What is that?
Emoji in the subject line.
I know.
It stands out when you're looking at all your emails. You have a little emoji. It's that little pop of color in the subject line that makes your eye go to it. It seems like such a simple thing, but it works.
Yeah. So eye-catching content of value, I think that's the other thing, you know. And that should kind of work with whatever your style is and your personality. We do two different types of emails. One is to my client database, and that goes out once a month. The other one is to partners and loan officers out in the country, and that goes every week. And so obviously the content is different, and in both of those, though, we're trying to just bring a nugget, some type of value, some type of planting a seed that could help the viewer in their life or their business. So that's really kind of, people are always like, well, what do you say? Well, I just, kind of say what I think would be helpful or that I might want to know if I was a home buyer or seller or going to refinance or whatever it is.
Or a real estate agent looking for
real estate agent.
Marketing tactics.
Marketing tactics like here.
Like here.
Yeah.
So email marketing, but again, it's not like it's like, I always say this, marketing's like exercise, right? It doesn't work if you just do it once. You got to be consistent. You got to keep showing up, even if it's just once a month. If once a month is all you can execute, that's okay. But let's make sure it's consistent. Every single month they're going to hear from you.
And I highly recommend you have to get some type of distribution, email marketing distribution platform, because no matter, there's so many of them out there, but that will help with the consistency.
It will.
It will also help with the branding, because now it's the same look, it's the same format, other than the emoji and the subject line. It's, you can plug in video, you know, there's various, and now it just becomes, it's so much easier to execute too.
Right, and looking at your analytics, so what we use is Constant Contact. We've used it for a very long time. It's a good one. There's a lot of other ones that are good too. But one thing that we really like about it is the ability to look at our analytics. How many opens did we get? That helps us understand what content is resonating with your audience and what content isn't. So subject line is the name of the game when it comes to email and getting them to open it. So what are the subjects that people are most interested in? And then that helps us double down the next time and just keep perfecting our content by seeing what's resonating with people, using those analytics.
Absolutely. And I almost want to call that its own, one of these tactics, but it's not really tactics, it's strategy, but it's just so important because I personally have told Chey over the last, 15 years, oh my God, we have to do this. This is gold. This is so important. People they just need to know this. And then guess what? Nobody cared. So really using the analytics to be able to better understand what people want to hear and learn and know and how they're engaging with you, it is so important.
So important.
Yeah. So you're not wasting your time because this does take effort.
Right. Yeah. And so the other thing I love about email marketing, and we'll close email marketing on this because it leads into our next thing, is just like you said, you already hinted, it's a great vehicle for promoting your YouTube videos. YouTube, right. We used to talk about video marketing, but now we talk about YouTube video marketing. Why do we do YouTube?
Well, I think it's important to know how this whole idea started, and that was that I really wanted to create a library of content that would be helpful to consumers moving through the home buying process that had the home loan kind of angle. And I wanted to share that with my real estate partners so then they could share that because I felt like there were barriers and there was a lot of mystery behind, why somebody got approved with this or credit scores or things just that go into the process. So when we looked at all the platforms back many years ago, YouTube was the one that allowed for an evergreen library. And that evergreen word is so important because evergreen means you shoot the content. It's not swipe and scroll. You shoot the content and it now becomes searchable and it stays on there and can be searched over the years. Let's face it, not a lot, of big change happens when it comes to loan programs for the most part. So when we talk about strategy, a lot of that stuff is still relevant that maybe I shot 5 years ago, still relevant today. So it helps me from consistency because I'm not having to reshoot content all the time. And it's accessible, and then it builds on each other. Yeah. So some of our most top viewed YouTube videos are not recent.
No, in fact, the top 5 videos are all from 2022 and 2023. That's your top 5. And the top 2 videos are still getting 2,000 views a month, even though you shot one of them in 2022 and one in 2023. Yeah. So, you do the work and it benefits you for years to come. And it's still relevant because we didn't do a video on a newsworthy subject, which is just applies to that period of time. But doing that evergreen topic, which was the #1 video, is how to buy a second home.
Isn't that crazy? How to buy a second home.
Over 80,000 views now.
Yeah.
And many years, that content is still working for you on your behalf. Yeah. If you do a Facebook or an Instagram video or TikTok, and there's nothing against those, we post videos on those platforms as well. But the traction we get with YouTube is completely different because a video from 5 years ago on one of these platforms, nobody's seeing that. Right. Whereas we know for sure thousands of people are still seeing this video on how to buy a second home, even still today.
Right. I think the other key component here is that YouTube is a search engine. Right. It's not really kind of a social platform. It's a search engine. It's actually the #2 search engine in the world. And who owns it? Google. So when people are looking for whatever it is. Maybe they're looking to purchase a home in Minnesota. Maybe they are looking on a specific city. Maybe they're looking for an investment property home loan. Maybe they're early in the journey and they just want to better understand what kind of credit profile they need to have. If they're going to search and the content is on YouTube, they're going to find you. And that's why we are just big advocates of leveraging YouTube and not saying don't leverage the others, but if you have to pick one, they're really sound reasons for picking YouTube, at least to start.
Yep, and we're still getting leads from these platforms. Yeah. In fact, this is really your primary marketing vehicle, business development is YouTube. Right?
YouTube and relationships. I mean, those are never going to go away. Never. But, when we think about over the years, all the various types of marketing strategies that we've employed or that have come and gone, YouTube has been the consistent one. And Outside of that, I also just think it's a great way to build a brand. So if you're a loan officer and you're searching for how do you bring to market your unique skills and target market and all this kind of stuff, you can do this through YouTube. You can build your brand and set yourself apart from the other 10,000 loan officers that might be in your city. And and trust me, it's not easy either. And I know Chey's going to kill me after this video because she's going to be like, why did you say that? But no, it's true, because it does take effort, intentionality. It takes a structure. It's on my calendar every single week. We have an hour on my calendar every single week that we shoot content. Now it's just muscle memory. But early on, it was very challenging to have the discipline to do something that didn't feel tangible at that moment.
Right, because YouTube's a long game.
It's a long game.
And every video is planting a seed for tomorrow.
Yes.
So it's not immediate results. You know, everybody wants to go viral.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
But very few people do. Okay. Yeah. And viral doesn't always bring results. But planting these seeds today for future business down the road, you're right. It doesn't feel tangible in the moment, but when you get down the road, you're like, whoa, glad I did that.
I think for me too, it's just still so rewarding for somebody to call and have a conversation with and like, oh my gosh, I really appreciated you sharing this. And then you're like, oh my gosh, somebody's really watching, you know, like we look at the analytics, but to have people reach out and to ask questions about whatever it is that, you know, I'm talking about, it just really solidifies the importance and what you can't always feel and touch.
Right.
But when those conversations come back around, I think it's rewarding. It keeps me going, which is why we're doing this.
So I have some good news. We actually have a video at the end of this that they can watch on how to get started with YouTube.
All right. I love it.
All right, so watch that.
If you have questions, reach out. We're here.
All right. Bye.